Hello, back on Real News Radio, your weekly broadcast where we discuss current events, politics, the disinformation, falsehoods, and propaganda promoted by the mainstream corporate-owned puppet media. And we wanted to also announce that there is a bus leaving from Hickory for the 9/12 March on Washington, leaving on 9/11, coming back on March 12th. Joe Sloan is the contact if you would like to get in touch with him. Cost would be $75. Phone number is 704-450-4139. Let me give that out one more time slow. 704-450-4139. We're going to go ahead and move forward, cover a little bit of the news, and we will open the phone lines a little later in this hour and take your calls. So go ahead, Brian, and get us started with the first news segment.
Are infinitely more dangerous than conspiracy theorists. This was written by Paul Joseph Watson, Thursday, September 3rd, 2009. According to a Psychology Today hit piece written by psychologist John Gardner, people prone to thinking that powerful men might actually get together and plan to maintain and advance their power are borderline psychotics who are in danger to society. In reality, hundreds of years of history has taught us that psychologists routinely aid authoritarian regimes in enforcing tyrannical and inhumane policies while helping them crush political opposition by defining suspicion of authorities as mental illness. In the former Soviet Union, mental hospitals were used by the state as prisons in order to isolate political prisoners, discredit their ideas, and break them physically and mentally. The Soviet state began using mental hospitals to punish dissidents in 1939 under Stalin. From Nazi Germany, South Africa, Russia, the former Yugoslavia, to Iraq today, psychiatry has been and or remains a key player. In fact, the marriage between authoritarian government and psychiatry is as old as psychiatry itself, writes Jan Eastgate, Internet and Human Rights. In the 1800s, Germany's militaristic Iron Chancellor Otto von Bismarck utilized psychiatry to influence and control whole populations in order to fulfill his dream of conquest through war. An official Chinese police designation for those worthy of psychiatric custody lists people who write anti-government letters, make anti-government speeches, or those who merely express opinions on important domestic and international affairs that could be considered anti-government. Documented history stretching back hundreds of years shows that psychologists, and in particular their tactic of classifying suspicion of authorities and conspiracy thinking as a mental illness, have played a key role in preserving power of the dictatorial elites and helping them to carry out inhumane practices while crushing free speech and legitimate political opposition.
Well, once again, we're seeing the truth movement, anyone that dares to question the government, anyone that wants to think outside the box, anyone that doesn't want to believe the regurgitated news from all the different major media outlets, which we have reported time and time again, are owned by about 7 different corporations and 7 different individuals, are being demonized as a conspiracy theorist, which is supposed to be a shame. If you're not supposed to want to be a conspiracy theorist if you dare to question JFK or the Gulf of Tonkin or the USS Liberty or the Waco event or 9/11 or the weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. That's actually should be termed a patriot if you think for yourselves and you want to question what your government is up to. But there's a march on, especially under the Obama administration, to demonize the Tea Party movement, the 9/12 movement, and the Truth movement, which will be in New York next week for the anniversary of 9/11. Once again, I care not what you believe. You can believe whatever you want to. We're giving you the information. I urge that you look into it for yourself and investigate it for yourself. Get up off the sofa and stop believing the local media and turn to the alternative media. Now, next segment, we're going to do just a little bit on the swine flu, then we're going to go to the calls. We reported this week on our nightly show, but just for the sake of reiterating it because it's pretty interesting. 57% of Americans polled would like to replace the entire Congress, and with the sad state of affairs with regards to our economy, I'm actually surprised it's not larger.
I'm definitely in that.
57%. Jim's there too. And we've got Barack Obama with the lowest poll numbers. It took George Bush 8 years. It took Barack Obama 8 months to get his approval rating to the point it's at. Of course, again, we see the government doing everything that common sense tells us to absolutely not to do.
Of course, I mean, I would go several steps beyond that. I mean, the Supreme Court, the executive branch, I mean, well, really the entire government, but...
Well, I agree with you 100%. I wanted to do just a little bit. We've got varying reports right now. We've had some reports, just different numbers of swine flu cases here in North Carolina, here in the United States. Can't really say because I don't want to report anything that I don't know for a fact, but it does seem to be slowly escalating up. Would you say, Brian?
Yes, we're gradually seeing more and more cases of this. Of course, this traditionally is going into flu season anyway, so I guess even just the cases of regular flu we're going to see, of course, accelerating.
Well, we're going to be out in the streets September 12th here downtown Statesville, 12 noon to 2 p.m. We're going to be opposing government-run health care and quite a whole litany of things that we oppose. But would you say, Brian, that the health care, which seems to be what's bringing the people out to the town halls, it is bringing all of the different problems that we have to the government kind of to a head. It seems to be the one that the tripwire that people are saying absolutely not. You know, the economy, they dealt with it back in October. They're still dealing with it. Just because we have less people losing their jobs this month than last month. I think this month, last month's report just came out, 267,000, something like that.
216. That brings our unemployment rate officially to 9.7%, which of course is actually much higher than that. That's even admitted. But
1.3 million people is going to be losing their unemployment benefits come December. What are these families going to do? They're not going to be finding jobs, I don't assume, but we are in the jobless recovery. The media keeps telling us boom times are just ahead. We have a jobless recovery on the march.
And many of the, quote, jobs that are, taken here in the country now, you lose your manufacturing job making $27 an hour. Now you make, $7 an hour at Walmart.
And I've heard reports here locally that local community colleges just overrun with people wanting to take courses because they're unemployed. So they try to go to school. But then the big question is, when they get out, where's going to be the jobs? I heard one report that now they're saying, they had said 2010, 2011 will rebound and everything will get back. Now they're backing that up, 2012, 2013. But once again, the question is, without jobs, how do we have a recovery? We've said that before, and we've got a government ratcheting up a $2 trillion debt just this year. The interest on the debt is $500 million a day, people. $500 million a day. That blows my mind. Our country went from the greatest creditor nation in the world to the greatest debtor nation in the world.
It's just astounding. Like we always discuss, I mean, if we were intentionally trying to implode this economy, this country, we would do exactly what they're doing now. Exactly.
That's a great point, Brian. I mean, everything. The clip we played of Judge Napolitano where he was saying, when a government wants to save money, it shuts down. When a company wants to make more money, they work longer hours. The government does the exact opposite of what small business would do if it wanted to be a success. And Melvin made a point this morning, when you think about all the police officers that are paid with tax money, so people working have to pay them. We have to have school teachers, we have to have police officers, school teachers, but again, these people are paid by tax money. Somebody has to have a job in America to keep this thing going. Bottom line, for too long we've got half the people working so the other half don't have to, and it's looking like the whole shebang is coming to a head, and it's coming to a head fast. I don't see how it can be sustained.
The half that doesn't have to is quickly becoming the 3/4 that doesn't have to.
So it's like a house of cards that at some point has to topple, and we're seeing it. And with the commercial bubble on the rise, we're seeing more and more businesses go